Good morning, this is Shelby Law with the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Friday, September 17th, 2001. The fire potential impacts for the next couple of days are shown here. We're looking at some pretty strong winds coming into the Great Basin today and Saturday ahead of a really strong fall cold front moving in on Sunday. So for today, gusty winds over Idaho, western Wyoming, and portions of southern Nevada. We do see some moisture surge out ahead of that low into Utah, so that'll start today, very isolated over the far southern tip of Utah and the Arizona Strip today. Tomorrow, winds pick up pretty significantly with gusts up to 45 miles an hour plus further north, closer to the front on Saturday, with a better chance of widely scattered wet showers and thunderstorms over Utah and southeast Nevada and even up into far southern Wyoming here. And then on Sunday, actually Saturday night, we'll start to see the cold front move into far northwest portions of the area here in the west central Idaho mountains. But the bulk of the low will start to move through on Sunday with much cooler temperatures, widespread precipitation, high elevation snow in Idaho as that front moves into this area. And then we'll continue to see gusty winds across much of southern central Nevada and Utah on Sunday ahead of that cold front. Smoke for today and tomorrow, still hanging around, bringing some smoke in from California across central and northern Nevada and up in, and then some smoke associated with the fires in Idaho. Some of that clears out on Saturday or starts to move around a bit with the winds. And the upper levels showing the same trend, pretty widespread across northern Nevada and western Utah today, and that kind of thins out into a more concentrated line as the winds move in. Precip and lightning for yesterday, pretty clear, not much to show there. The Great Basin fire activity also has seen light initial attack. We do have our team fires in central Idaho bracing themselves for some cooler weather coming in on Sunday, and just a few initial attack fires further south. The observed precipitation for the past 14 days is shown here. Pretty dry for the first half of September, as it usually is, with much below normal precip over Idaho, central and southern Nevada, and central and southern Utah. We did have a few storms move through the central part of the Great Basin, but otherwise generally dry. ERCs have been on the upward trend, especially over Utah, eastern Nevada, and then high values up in the central Idaho mountains as we've been in this generally warm and dry pattern for this work week. A couple more days of warm and dry conditions are expected, especially over Idaho and Nevada, before the cold front moves through. Tomorrow, precip coming to Utah will bring fire danger down. So closer look at these values over the central Idaho mountains. They are above normal for the time of year, not quite hitting those historical maximums, but still pretty high, again, for a couple more days. And along the Sierra front, those values are also really high, above normal for the time of year, almost at those historical records. So a couple more days of very high fire danger in these areas before that trough moves through. This morning's satellite imagery is showing that moisture coming through over the Pacific Northwest, setting up for a big event there. Dry conditions persisting over Utah and Nevada for today. This is going to be a changing weather pattern over the next few days as that low comes through, and we see some southerly moisture surge up into Utah tomorrow. So for this afternoon, ahead of that low moving into the Pacific Northwest, we have generally warm and dry conditions across the Great Basin with some very windy areas over central and southern Nevada into western Utah and over the central Idaho mountains and western Wyoming. So some high risk triggers out there. Precip for this afternoon, we could see some precip starting late in the day across the far southern tip of the Great Basin, the Arizona Strip. And then our winds showing where they're strongest here over southern Nevada and up into central Idaho mountains and western Wyoming. On Saturday, that low begins to move closer, and we'll see the winds pick up even stronger over much of Idaho, Wyoming, northern and central Nevada. The winds will be strong in Utah as well, but some precipitation moving into the area here will keep the relative humidities high, so not such a threat there. The low will begin to move in late Saturday and into the evening hours, and so we do expect to see some precipitation developing over the west central Idaho mountains late in the day on Saturday. But before that comes in, winds will be very gusty. So again, looking at the precip by late in the day Saturday, so the cold front and precip will start to move in late in the day Saturday. to Idaho, but out ahead of that low, a pretty good precip event coming to Utah and eastern Idaho, or eastern Nevada, and even southeast Idaho here, as some moisture is drawn up ahead of that low. Gusty winds area-wide. The strongest gusts are going to be over the central Idaho mountains and along the Sierra front, with gusts up to 45, 50 miles an hour possible in those areas. So pretty good pre-cold front event here. And then on Sunday, the trough swings through the northern Rockies, bringing a drop in temperatures and widespread precipitation to Idaho. We'll even see some precip over northern Nevada and northern Utah starting on Sunday. So our dryness levels really drop down into the greens with that drop in temperatures, and the winds still a problem in southern Nevada ahead of that low, and southern Utah. Precip on Sunday is shown here with a nice wetting rain expected over across the state of Idaho into western Wyoming and across northern Nevada on Sunday. Still some very gusty winds out ahead of that front into northern Utah and across much of central and southern Utah as well, and southern Nevada. So the cold front comes through on Sunday. There's a big temperature drop on Sunday into Monday, so if we compare temperatures today, Friday, with what we're expecting on Monday, we can see we go from the upper 80s to low 90s in some areas, down into the 60s across much of the area. Of course, overnight lows will be quite a bit lower, and we do expect some mountain snow on Sunday as that trough moves through. So the 3-day precip totals are shown here. The precip moving through Utah here is going to come in tomorrow on Saturday, and the precip moving through Idaho and northern Nevada is coming in on Sunday. By Monday, that low quickly scoots off to the east. We'll still have very cool temperatures under northerly flow, but we will begin to dry out, and our dryness levels reflect that decrease in fire danger. On Tuesday, we'll start to see temperatures increasing as a ridge tries to build back into the Great Basin with another trough over the Pacific Northwest. Wednesday, that trough quickly scoots off to the east, doesn't impact us too much, keeping things on the drier side with seasonal temperatures. And more of the same on Thursday with dry conditions and temperatures near normal for the time of year. The 7-day precip totals are very close to what we're expecting in the short term, with precip on Saturday over Utah and Sunday into Monday, mainly Sunday, over Idaho and northern Nevada. The extended forecast for September 24th through the 30th is calling for above normal temperatures over much of the area with below normal chances for precipitation. So after this low moves through this weekend, we'll return back to a generally warm and dry pattern. This concludes today's fire potential briefing. Please check back tomorrow for the latest updates.